Hi, everyone. It's Chris. I'm a content developer and project management specialist here at N2K Networks. Today's question targets the Cisco Enterprise Network Core Technologies 350-401 ENCOR version 1.1, which was updated on September 20th, 2023. This exam enables candidates to earn the Cisco Certified Specialist Enterprise Core certification, which can also be used to meet exam requirements for several other Cisco certifications. I've enlisted Troy once again as our new guest host. He's a specialist in all things Cisco, ISACA, and EC Council. Welcome, Troy. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, before we get into it, be sure to stick around after our question for our special study bit for this test, as well as for the latest news on upcoming N2K practice tests. Okay, we're going to be turning the tables, and Troy, you're going to be asking me today's question. Troy, let me have it.
Okay, Chris, here's your question. It's a multiple choice, but only one answer is correct. Which of the following is not a packet type used by Enhanced Interior Gateway Routing Protocol, or EIGRP? Your choices are A, query, B, reply, C, response, or D, ACK.
Right. So before I answer, Troy, I understand this is under the infrastructure objective and the layer 3 sub-objective, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And since I have no idea what an EIGRP is, can you please take a moment to explain that to me?
EIGRP is a routing protocol, and routing protocols are used by the routers to communicate with one another, to exchange what they know, the information they know about routes to various destinations. The beauty of a routing protocol is if we didn't have them, we'd have to manually program all the routes into the routers, and anytime a route changed, we'd have to make the change in the router. So it's sort of a language that they use to exchange information.
Great. And I know that this usually sounds like a stall tactic, and it kind of is. So I'm going to ask another question before I answer. Are there any other routing protocols that have the same or similar packet types used as the EIGRP?
Yes. All of these routing protocols use different packet types to communicate. For example, OSPF, or Open Shortest Path First, uses about 4 or 5 different packet types with completely different names than what EIGRP has, but it is common that routing protocols would have similar packet types used by EIGRP.
Okay. And I'm going to try a different tactic than I usually use. And I'm going to guess one of the R answers because I think there may be a distractor strategy with having 2 answer choices that start with the same letter. And there also may be something with the fact that this is a negative question as well. So I'm going to guess that the correct answer is B, reply. How did I do?
Good try, Chris, but unfortunately that is incorrect. The correct answer is B, response. Response is not a packet type that EIGRP uses. The following are packet types used by EIGRP. There is a packet called Hello ACK, which is used for them to establish neighbor relationships, and the ACK is used to acknowledge receiving something. The update packets are used to send a routing update to another router. Query packets are used to ask a neighboring router about a route. Reply packets are used to respond to a query about routing information. And then request packets are when a router asks another router specific information about a route.
So I was at least correct in using the logic that out of 2 similar sounding answer choices, one may be the correct answer?
In this particular case, you were. I'd hate to say that works every time, but if you were looking at an item and you had nothing else to go on, you were clueless, you might use that and not pick 2 that are very similar.
Okay, so that's interesting, and I probably wouldn't use that tactic all the time, but in this case, in the absence of everything else, I just took my best guess. So that's great info. Now, Troy, can you please share what job level and type the certification is aimed at?
Yes, this is on the CCNP level, the professional level, whereas the CCNA level, the associate level, is sort of those that are starting out and perhaps they would work under the direction of a CCNP. So this is a higher level exam. The job role that this cert would probably prepare you for would be to become a network engineer.
Okay, great. Great information and question, Troy. So now it's time to discuss the study bit for this test. What do you have for us?
Okay, my study bit on this is that you are going to have to not only answer multiple choice questions and drag and drop items, those type of items on this exam, you're also going to have to do some performance items. You're going to have to actually configure some routers and troubleshoot some issues. So you need to get lots of hands-on. So find some sort of a network simulation tool that allows you to practice working with routers and switches so that you can complete those performance-based items.
As we wrap up today's episode, are there any upcoming practice tests you'd like to promote here?
Yes, we just released the CompTIA Tech Plus, the AWS Certified AI Practitioner, and Azure AI Engineer Associate practice tests. And we'll also have more coming up for CompTIA, Microsoft, and Oracle in the next month.
Great. Thanks so much for being here with me today, Troy.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining me for this week's CertByte. If you're actively studying for this certification and have any questions about study tips or even future certification questions you'd like to see, please feel free to email me at certbyte@n2k.com. That's CERTBYTE@n2k.com. If you'd like to learn more about N2K's practice tests, visit our website at n2k.com/certify. For sources and citations for this question, please check out our show notes. Happy certifying!